You shall not accept a groundless report. You shall not consent with the unjust person to be an unjust witness. You shall not be with the majority for wrongdoing. You shall not associate with a crowd to turn side with the majority, so as to turn aside a trial. And a poor person you shall not pity in a trial. Now if you meet your enemy's ox or his draught animal when they go astray, you shall turn back and restore them to him. Now if you see your enemy's draught animal fallen under its load, you shall not pass it by, but you shall raise it together with him. You shall not pervert judgment of a poor man in his trial. From every unjust thing said you shall keep away. An innocent and just person you shall not kill. And you shall not acquit the impious person for the sake of bribes. And you shall not take bribes, for bribes blind the eyes of those who see, and corrupt just matters. And you shall not oppress a guest, for you know the life of a guest, for you yourselves were guests in the land Egypt. For 6 years you shall sow your land and gather its produce, but in the 7th year you shall make it rest and leave it, and the poor of your nation shall eat, and that which is left over the wild animals shall eat. So shall you do with your vineyard and your olive grove. 6 days you shall do your tasks, but on the 7th day you shall rest in order that your ox and your draught animal might rest, and that the son of your female servant and the guest might be refreshed. All that I have spoken to you observe, and you shall not recall a name of other gods, neither shall it be heard from your mouth. 3 times during the year hold a feast for me. Take heed to keep the feast of unleavened bread. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, just as I commanded you according to the time of the month of the new things, for in it you came out of Egypt. You shall not appear before me empty-handed. And you shall make a feast of the harvest of first products of your labors, whichever you sowed in your field, and a feast of completion at the end of the year, at the gathering of your labors that are from your field. 3 times during the year every male of yours shall appear before the Lord your God. For whenever I cast out nations from before you and enlarge your borders, you shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice near leaven, nor shall the fat of my feast lie until morning. The first fruits of the first products of your land you shall bring into the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a lamb in its mother's milk. And look, I am sending my angel in front of you, in order to guard you on the way, in order to bring you into the land that I prepared for you. Mind yourself and listen to him, and do not disobey him, for he shall not hold you in undue awe, for my name is upon him. If by paying attention you listen to my voice and do all that I tell you, I will be an enemy to your enemies, and I will resist those who resist you. For my angel will go leading you, and will bring you in to the Amorite, and Kettite, and Perizzite, and Canaanite, and Girgashite, and Hevite, and Jebusite, and I will destroy them. You shall not do obeisance to their gods nor serve them. You shall not act according to their practices, but with demolition shall demolish, and by smashing shall smash their steles. And you shall serve the Lord your God, and I will bless your bread and your wine and your water, and I will turn away sickness from you. There shall not be a childless or barren woman in your land. I will fulfill the number of your days, and I will send fear leading you, and I will confound all the nations, those into which you are entering, and I will make all your adversaries fugitives. And I will send hornets before you, and it shall drive out the Amorites, and the Hevites, and the Canaanites, and the Kettites from you. I will not drive them out in 1 year, lest the land become desolate, and the wild animals of the land become many against you. Little by little I will drive them out from you, until you are increased and inherit the land. And I will set your boundaries from the Red Sea until the sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness until the great river Euphrates. And I will surrender into your hands those dwelling in the land, and I will drive them out from you. You shall not make a covenant with them and their gods, and they shall not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you are subject to their gods, these people shall be an obstacle for you. And he said to Moses, Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, and Nadab and Abiud, and 70 of Israel's elders, and they shall do obeisance to the Lord from afar. And Moses alone shall come near to God, but they themselves shall not come near, and the people shall not come up together with them. And Moses went in and recounted to the people all God's words and statutes. And all the people answered with one voice, saying, All the words that the Lord has spoken we will do and heed. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord. Now early in the morning Moses constructed an altar at the foot of the mountain, and 12 stones for the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent the young men of the sons of Israel, and they offered whole burnt offerings, and sacrificed a sacrifice of deliverance to God, bull calves. Now taking half of the blood, Moses poured it into bowls, and half of the blood he poured out towards the altar. And taking the book of the covenant, he read in the ears of the people, and they said, All that the Lord has said we will do and heed. Then Moses, taking the blood, scattered it over the people, and said, Look, the blood of the covenant that the Lord made with you concerning all these words. And Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abiud, and 70 of the elders' council of Israel went up. And they saw the place, there where the God of Israel stood, and that which was beneath his feet, like something made from lapis lazuli brick, and like the appearance of the firmament of heaven in purity. And not even one of the chosen of Israel perished. And they appeared in the place of God, and were eating and drinking. And the Lord said to Moses, Come up to me into the mountain, and be there, and I will give you the stone tablets, the law and the commandments that I wrote to legislate for them. And Moses rose up, and Jesus who assisted him, and went up into the mountain of God. And they said to the elders, Wait quietly here until we return to you. And look, Aaron and Hur are with you. If a case arises for someone, let them go to them. And Moses and Jesus went up into the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain, and God's glory descended upon the mountain, Sinai, and the cloud covered it for 6 days. And the Lord called Moses on the 7th day from the midst of the cloud. Now the appearance of the Lord's glory was like a flaming fire on the top of the mountain, before the sons of Israel. And Moses entered into the midst of the cloud, and went up into the mountain. And he was there on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and take for me first fruits from all those to whom it seems good in their heart, and you shall receive my first fruits. And this is the first fruits that you shall take from them: gold, silver, bronze, blue, purple, double scarlet, and twisted linen, and goat's hair, and red-dyed ram skins, and blue skins, and decay-resistant wood, and stones of sardius, and stones for engraving for the shoulder strap and the full-length robe. And you shall make a holy precinct for me, and I shall appear among you, and you shall make for me according to all that I show you on the mountain, the pattern of the tent, and the pattern of all its furnishings, so you shall make. And you shall make an ark of witness from decay-resistant wood, the length 2½ cubits, and the width 1.5 cubits, and the height 1.5 cubits. And you shall gold-plate it with pure gold. Outside and inside you shall gild it, and you shall make for it twisted gold moldings around. And you shall cast 4 gold rings for it, and put them on the 4 sides, 2 rings on the one side, and 2 rings on the second side. And you shall make carrying poles from decay-resistant wood, and gold-plate them with gold. And you shall put the carrying poles into the rings on the sides of the ark, to lift the ark with them. In the rings of the ark the carrying poles shall be fixed, and you shall deposit in the ark the witnesses, whichever I give you. And you shall make a propitiatory as a cover of pure gold, the length 2½ cubits, and the width 1½ cubits. And you shall make 2 cherubim engraved in gold. And you shall position them at both sides of the propitiatory. They shall be made 1 cherub on this side, and 1 cherub on the second side of the propitiatory. And you shall make the 2 cherubim on the 2 sides. The cherubim shall be stretching the wings above, overshadowing with their wings the propitiatory, and their faces toward one another. Towards the propitiatory shall the faces of the cherubim be. And you shall place the propitiatory on the ark above. And in the ark you shall deposit the witnesses, whichever I give you. And I will be known to you from there. And I will speak to you from above the propitiatory, in between the 2 cherubim, that are on the ark of witness, even in accord with all that I may command you for the sons of Israel. And you shall make a table of pure gold, the length 2 cubits, and the width 1 cubit, and the height 1.5 cubits. And you shall make for it twisted gold moldings around, and you shall make for it a rim, a handbreadth all around, And you shall make a twisted molding for the rim around. And you shall make 4 gold rings, and you shall place the rings on the 4 parts of its feet, under the rim. And the rings shall be for sheaths for the carrying poles, so as to lift the table with them. And you shall make the carrying poles from decay-resistant wood, and you shall gold plate them with pure gold, and the table shall be lifted by them. And you shall make its bowls and censers and libation cups and ladles, those with which you shall pour a libation. Of pure gold you shall make them, and you shall place upon the table facing loaves, in front of me always. And you shall make a lampstand from pure gold. You shall make the lampstand engraved. Its stem and branches and bowls and buds and lilies shall be part of it. Now 6 branches going out sideways, 3 branches of the lampstand out of its one side, and 3 branches of the lampstand out of the second side, and 3 bowls shaped like nuts on one branch, a bud and a lily. So for the 6 branches that go out from the lampstand, and on the lampstand 4 bowls shaped like nuts, its buds and lilies, a bud under 2 branches of it, and a bud under 4 branches of it. So for the 6 branches that go out from the lampstand. Let the buds and branches be part of it, the whole engraved from one piece of pure gold. And you shall make its 7 lamps, and you shall position the lamps, and they shall shine from the one face. And its oil vessel and its underlays you shall make from pure gold. All these vessels shall be a talent of pure gold. See to it that you make them according to the pattern that has been shown to you on the mountain. And you shall make the tent with 10 curtains from twisted linen, and blue and purple, and twisted scarlet. With cherubim by the work of a weaver you shall make them. The length of the one curtain shall be 28 cubits, and a width of 4 cubits shall be the one curtain. The same measure shall be for all the curtains. Now 5 curtains shall be joined from one another, one from the other, and 5 curtains shall be joined one from the other. And you shall make for them blue loops at the edge of one curtain, from the one side for the coupling, and likewise you shall make at the edge of the outer curtain for the second coupling. Now you shall make 50 loops for the one curtain, and shall make 50 loops from the side of the curtain, at the coupling of the second, facing, corresponding to one another, for each one. And you shall make 50 golden clasps, and shall join the curtains one to the other, with the clasps, and the tent shall be one. And you shall make goat hair skins as a covering over the tent. 11 skins you shall make them. The length of one skin shall be 30 cubits, and the width of one skin shall be 4 cubits. The same measure shall be for the 11 skins. And you shall join the 5 skins together, and the 6 skins together. And you shall fold double the 6th skin at the front of the tent. And you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the one skin in the middle for the coupling. And 50 loops you shall make on the edge of the second adjoining skin. And you shall make 50 bronze clasps, and attach the clasps from the loops, and join the skins, and there shall be one. And you shall lay down the excess in the skins of the tent. The half skin that remains you shall let hang down. The excess of the skins of the tent you shall let hang down behind the tent. A cubit from this side, and a cubit from that side, from the remainder of the skins from the length of the skins of the tent, shall be covering over the sides of the tent on each side, in order to cover it. And you shall make a covering for the tent, red-dyed ram skins, and blue-dyed skins as coverings above. And you shall make pillars for the tent from decay-resistant wood. 10 cubits you shall make 1 pillar, and a cubit and a half the width of 1 pillar. 2 hooks for 1 pillar corresponding one to the other. Likewise, you shall make for all the pillars of the tent. And you shall make pillars for the tent, 20 pillars for the side towards the north, and 40 silver bases you shall make for the 20 pillars, 2 bases for the 1 pillar for both its ends, and 2 bases for the 1 pillar for both its ends. And the second side towards the south, 20 pillars, and their 40 silver bases, 2 bases for the 1 pillar for both its ends, and 2 bases for the 1 pillar for both its ends. And at the back of the tent for the part towards the sea, you shall make 6 pillars, and 2 pillars you shall make on the corners of the tent at the back. And they shall be even from the bottom up, and in the same way they shall be even from the capitals to one coupling. Likewise you shall do for both. Let them be for the 2 corners. And there shall be 8 pillars, and their bases shall be silver, 16, 2 bases for the 1 pillar, and 2 bases for the 1 pillar for both its ends. And you shall make bars from decay-resistant wood, 5 for 1 pillar on the one side of the tent, and 5 bars for the pillar at the second side of the tent, and 5 bars for the rear pillar, for the side of the tent towards the sea, and the middle bar in the middle of the pillars, let it reach from the one side to the other side. And the pillars you shall gold plate with gold, and gold rings you shall make into which you shall insert the bars, and you shall gold plate the bars with gold, and you shall erect the tent according to the pattern shown to you on the mountain. And you shall make a veil from blue and purple and twisted scarlet and spun linen. A woven work you shall make it, with cherubim, and you shall set it on 4 decay-resistant pillars gilded with gold, and their capitals shall be gold, and their 4 bases silver. And you shall place the veil on the pillars, and you shall carry there inside the veil the ark of witness. And the veil shall divide for you between the holy and between the holy of holies. And you shall conceal by the veil the ark of witness in the holy of holies. And you shall place the table outside of the veil, and the lampstand opposite the table on the side of the tent towards the south. And the table you shall place on the side of the tent toward the north. And you shall make a hanging of blue and purple and twisted scarlet and twisted linen, a work of an embroiderer. And you shall make for the veil 5 pillars, and gild them with gold, and their capitals shall be gold, and you shall cast 5 bronze bases for them.